ladies and gentlemen, it is White Boy 7th Street here, and I was nervous the whole time. I was behind enemy lines. I was trying to stay alive as I'm unloading my inventory of special grenades just to stay alive and flasks. I don't have any crosshairs before I throw it. So I decide I gotta play the objective. We're losing. I gotta capture this flag. It's on the side, no tomahawk, so I really had no incentive to live. I just wanted scavenger, just throwing tomahawks. Like Mel Gibson in The Patriot, just going to work. Oh, sit down. I should have got that tomahawk kill, but hey. What do you like better, the Modern Warfare 2 throwing knife or the Black Ops tomahawk? Here, I got both of my gunships. Like, if I die that first time, I'm disappointed. Like, I don't want to die. If I ever go to war, I don't want to die. So a few days off of Call of Duty, and it feels...
Oh, hey, I didn't see there. Whatever you just saw, that is completely false. The Cold War did not have any action. It was all talk. Hello, welcome to the 700th Club. My name is Paul Pressberg, and my co-host Ben Hentzen. We're going to be talking about the Cold War. To start off, we will be in Yalta in 1945 with the Big Three, Stalin, Churchill, and FDR. They will be discussing many events from the past wars, but the main thing is that Stalin says is that he would hold free elections. Then, in Potsdam, Stalin tells the new Big Three, him, Churchill, and Truman, that he will not be holding free elections. This upsets Truman and Churchill because they love and embrace free elections under a democratic government.
Then, in the Potsdam Conference, the Allied powers from World War II agreed on splitting Germany in 4 parts, and also the city Berlin. Those 4 parts were split to 4 countries or nations: Britain, France, Russia, and USA.
Now, in March 1946, Winston Churchill delivers a message saying now that he has discovered the Iron Curtain. It is saying, it is a curtain or a line that is directly through Europe. On the east, there is communist countries, and on the west, there is democratic countries and capitalists.
To be specific, the Iron Curtain ran directly through Europe and Germany, and along the east borders of Austria and Yugoslavia.
Yes, man.
Bang, bang!
Bang, bang!
Now we will be moving on to the next segment, the Berlin Blockade and Airlift. The Berlin Blockade began when the 4 Allied-powered nations divided the city of Berlin into 4 segments, one for USSR, one for Britain, one for France, and one for the USA.
In an attempt to take all 4 zones of Berlin, the Soviets blocked the railway system and many other ways of transportation. End result, the other 3 zones could not get their food or oil. US, France, and Britain counteracted the Soviets' blockade with the Berlin Airlift.
The Berlin Airlift consisted of thousands of cargo planes airlifting care packages of food and resources to the civilians in the blocked-out zones. One effect of the Berlin Airlift was that the Americans proved to the Soviets that they could beat them at any price, even though the airlift was very expensive.
Now, we will talk about the policy of containment. The policy of containment included the Marshall Plan, the Truman Doctrine, and the NATO Warsaw Pact. In the Truman Doctrine, he stated he will financially aid or help any country that is trying to get away from communist regime.
Marshall Plan was made to financially aid Europe to rebuild from its ruins due to World War II, to stop the spread of communism. The NATO was the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the Warsaw was the USSR's rivalry group to them. The NATO-Warsaw Pact was created as a mutual defense pact to keep the USA and the USSR from attacking each other.
Oh yeah, praise the Lord.
Hello, welcome again to the 700th Club. We will be continuing with the Cold War segment. Now we will be talking about McCarthyism. Joseph McCarthy was a Wisconsin senator that created a hypocrisy of Russian communist regime in the United States.
He was also known for always questioning people to see what side they were on, lefty or righty, conservative or Democrat. And the way he would question them, he would ask them, do you know all the political leaders on that side? And if they didn't, he would accuse them of being a communist. Joseph McCarthy gained a lot of momentum for the Republican side, especially Dwight Eisenhower, because he was running for president the same year. He accused Harry Truman's party and people to be subtle communists.
Due to Joseph always having the last word, it was considered suicidal to speak against Joseph McCarthy.
Now we'll move to the KGB. They also were on a manhunt for the people from America having information. The KGB, also known as the Komitetet Gusadufinio I Pedbez. No, you try it. I can't.
The Komitar Gosudar Steven Tony Baloney Spezo Spanosti. They were Soviet.
In the late 1950s, when Fidel Castro was taking his revolution out of the mountains toward the ultimate victory of Havana, the world watched what was believed to be a popular uprising of the people. As a result of 2 years' research, the Connections team has been able to ascertain these startling facts. Cuban intelligence was taken over by the Soviets in 1969. At that time, it became and has remained totally financed and controlled by the KGB. Now living in hiding, this man is the highest-ranking Cuban officer to defect to the United States.
In Moscow, I was trained in recruiting of agents, in infiltrating the CIA, in counterintelligence.
Was all your training directed at the United States? All your training in Moscow directed at the United States?
It was ultimately directed against the United States. In the case of a plan of sabotage against an American embassy, the physical layout of the plant had to be known.
The FBI and the CIA were counterintelligence systems against the Soviet Union.
The Cuban Missile Crisis was a 13-day confrontation between the Soviet Union and Cuba on one side and the United States on the other through October 14th through the 28th of 1962. This confrontation was one of the largest and most major confrontations of the Cold War, and is generally regarded as the moment in which the Cold War came closest to turning into a nuclear conflict. After the USA could not defeat the Cuban regime in the Bay of Pigs, the Soviet decided it would be a good idea to place missiles in Cuba. By placing missiles in Cuba, the USA would not be able to defend against the missile if it was launched because it is only 90 miles away from the coast of the USA. This created a major conflict between both of the countries.
Alright, ready, Paul? On October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union detached Sputnik 1 into outer space. It was the first man-made craft to orbit the Earth. Then, Sputnik 2 was carrying a dog named Laika. America followed up, putting Vanguard 1 into orbit on March 17th.
Then, right after that, John F. Kennedy made sure we have an agency or administration. We called that NASA, National Aeronautics and Administration. This helped us learn and adapt and create new technology that later in the long run helped us out, and we still use technology from the Cold War from NASA. Neil Armstrong was the first man with Buzz Edwin Aldrin to land on the moon safely. We got to the moon before USSR, thankfully, due to FDR's true contribute. Lovely stuff.
There are many ways that the Cold War could have ended in the 1970s and 1980s. But in Russia, a new generation of leadership came in power in 1985 by the leader of Gorbachev. He was determined to end the Cold War and rise politically and economically. He relaxed the police state repression and slowly took steps to a democratic government. With these steps, relations with the United States improved rapidly, and the Cold War was officially over.
All in all, the Cold War ended very gracefully, considering all the weapons that were involved with mass destruction. The other thing that we got from the Cold War was a lot of new technology that we still use today.
Alright, I think that concludes our show for this evening. I'm Ben, this is my co-host Paul, signing off of the 700th Club.
Thank you.
I'm a hide. Capturing A. What do I do? What do I do? It. You only live once. And then this guy scared the shit out of me looking at me. I was like, no. Save me. Save me. Use your body as a human shield.